Welcome to Latin Boggle, the game aimed at improving the grasp of Latin vocabulary, though this version is primarily aimed at A-level students, simply because in the grid on the third slide I've included verbs with subjunctive endings that generally appear in Key Stage 5 curricula. There's absolutely no reason why it can't also be used by teachers and by students at Key Stages 3 and 4 as well. For those that are already familiar with the rules for Boggle, you can skip over to the next slide on which there's a 6x6 letter grid. But for those that aren't familiar with it, it's very much along the same sort of principles as a standard word search. The main difference is that with a word search, of course, though you can go hunting for words horizontally, vertically, or diagonally in either direction, with Boggle you can change direction as many times within the grid to try and maximize your score, provided only that you use each letter once. In terms of scoring on the right there's the scheme for it. Words of less than 3 letters don't score anything. I'll just start with a demonstration there. I can, although this grid was lifted straight from the internet, it serves our purposes perfectly well. You can see the Latin word pater, meaning father there. Several changes of direction, but each letter is only used once, so that's good for 3 points. Similarly, the word mother, single change of letter, but that's also good for another 3 points. Where Latin in many ways provides a lot more scoring opportunities than many other languages, certainly English, is that you can be on the lookout for inflections, so changes of verb tense, for example, or mood. And there's one here. The Latin indicative ponit, meaning he, she, or it places, good for another 3 points. But also we can vary that with ponat for another 3 points. If we adopt the present subjunctive, let him or her place, for example. So hopefully you can see there that it's quite a good way of testing vocabulary and an understanding of grammar simply by opening up the grid in different ways than a standard word search. 6x6 grid here. It's one extra row and column to standard Boggle grids, and it does increase the opportunity for scoring points exponentially, of course. Final point to make, really just about these 2 letters here. For the purpose of scoring the points, they do count as 2 separate letters, even though they're in the same square. Over to you then. Good luck.